Shalom, Beta Ezirael. In all four corners of the earth, I send greetings from my royal cause in Santiago de Chile, in South America. This is King Binyam Selamun of Beta Ezirael. I am greeting from my cause, and there is a very important message to pass on to all children of Israel all around the world in all four corners about the launch of the most sacred writings in Beta Ezirael. These writings, as you probably have seen on the internet and on Amazon and in all our links that we have shared extensively on the website and on the internet in general, there is the release or the launch from the kingdom of the most sacred scriptures in Beta Ezirael. And these scriptures are called Teézaza Sanbat, which in English means the precepts or the commandments of the Sabbath. So some of you may be asking this question: how come that the Sabbath has commandments or precepts? Well, it is the culture and custom and tradition of Beta Ezirael to have precepts concerning the Sambat or the Sabbath, because the Sabbath is the central figure in the worship and the devotion of Beta Ezirael people, that to keep the Sambat holy and the seventh day, and also to understand that the Sabbath goes beyond just a day, but it is a living entity and a holy entity according to our customs. And so the Sabbath is an entity that came from the heavenly places with the Most High of Israel. So therefore the Teezaza Sanbat is all about the creation, the patriarchs, and the scriptures, and the other important words of the Most High of Israel, El Amlak Lakulu Manfas, Lakulu Sasega, the one who is the God of all spirit and all flesh in Beta Ezirael, is revered, is venerated as the Most High, the creator of all things. So the Teezaza Sanbat is about this creation, this creator, the great creator, just like you have read from the Bible. But there is a big difference in that the story is told from the progenitors of this culture and the history, the people behind the history of what happened at creation when their creator, their God, created the heavens and everything and created human beings. And so therefore the story is coming back home to the original ancient Israelites who are Beta Ezirael. So the story that you have found in the book of Genesis, which is a Greek writing, a Greek book, has been taken from the Teezaza Sanbat. To be honest with you, it was not literally the book of Genesis of the Greek people. It was the Teezaza Sanbat story of creation, of how God, or El Amlak of Beta Ezirael, was with the Sanbat in the beginning when he created the heavens and the earth. So the story begins a little bit similar to what you see in the book of Genesis, but it goes on to give an account that was never heard ever before in the book of Genesis or any other book that is released as the so-called part of the Greek Old Testament or the Roman New Testament, the Greek Septuagint. So there is a big difference in some of the accounts given. For example, the creation of Adam is mentioned in a very peculiar way very peculiar, that the angels were sent to the earth to collect the dust that was going to be used to create Adam. And then several angels were sent, but they could not bring the dust to the El Amalek, the Creator, to create Adam with it. So the heavens were high up, and the God of heavens sent his angels to the earth to fetch the dust, because Adam was made from the dust of the earth. And so in this way, the story explains about these messengers going to the earth to fetch the dust. And they find that the dust of the earth, because the earth was a living entity, is narrated in the Teezaza Sanbat as a living entity. It refused to allow its dust to be taken away because it was beginning to seek refuge in the name of the Most High. That was about the glorification of the names of the Most High that the earth was doing as a living entity. So the earth was made by Amalek as an entity and was able to respond whenever someone came to it to try to take something from it. So the earth said, no, you cannot take from me something. I would rather go and seek refuge in the name of the Almighty One. So the angels kept on coming in, were sent. The one angel was sent and couldn't fetch the dust because he was fearing the glorification of the names of the Most High. So he said, I couldn't take the dust because I feared and I revered your name that was glorified by the earth. Yes, and so for that reason, the Teezaza Sanbat goes on to say that the Almighty sent another angel and had the same result. I couldn't fetch the dust to create a man with it because the earth was glorifying your name and I respected your name. Then came another angel, did the same until the last angel, who was called Bernael, who said, I will go and I'll fetch the dust. And then he fetched the dust, and then even though the earth was glorifying the name of the Almighty, he disregarded these praises and this glorification and just fetched the dust anyway. And then that became a problem, that he was accused of not respecting the glorification of the name, even though he brought the dust. So it becomes a whole mystery of creation, and that is narrated beautifully in the Teezaza Sanbat, which you cannot find in the book of Genesis. It is a Beta Ezirael text. So it goes on to give accounts of other things that we could have heard from the other Bible, the Roman Bible or the Greek Bible, but they are narrated properly from the original source of the people of the book and the ancient Israelites, who are the Beta Ezirael people that some people are calling Ethiopian Jews. Yeah, the name Ethiopian Jews is not used because we are not trying to be converts of a Jewish religion, of the Jews, of Judaism. We are only carrying out traditions and practices of ancient Israel, which is not about the religion of the Jews. That's why we do not feel comfortable to be called Ethiopian Jews. And it is not about the Federal Republic of Ethiopia. It is about the ancient Israelites, the sons of Israel, the sons of Yokotan, the sons of the patriarchs of Israel. So this is where the Teezaza Sanbat draws a line and explains the story properly from the original sources. So if you have got the Teezaza Sanbat, you have the Holy Scriptures that are most sacred, even though it's not a complete Beta Ezirael canon of the Scriptures. Because there are other Scriptures, like, for example, the Book of Jubilees, which is called the Book of Jubilees by the non-Beta Ezirael people, but in Beta Ezirael we don't have a book called the Book of Jubilees. We have the Book of Division, which is called Mechafe Kufale in Ge'ez. Yes, it is talking about different times when things started to happen, and it's giving an account of those things. When did they happen, and when was this year a Jubilee year? When was this? When was someone born? When did this event happen? So it's division of time. So it's a book of divisions. It's not only about the Jubilee festival. Yeah. So the Teezaza Sanbat is covering a lot of things from the book of division, which is called the Book of Jubilee by the other people who are not Beta Ezirael. I don't know where they're getting that from. And so we have the right text now for you. So still we will have the whole scriptures completed sooner or later so that you can have the whole scriptures now completed, including the book of Enoch and the other books to make the whole canon of the scriptures. But the Teezaza Sanbat is the foundation of all of them. And if you have the Teezaza Sanbat, it's like you have everything that you can find from those books. Yes, that I have just mentioned. And so it is very important that you should understand the Teezaza Sanbat. It is very important stories that you cannot find in the Greek Old Testament. For example, about the eagle that the Most High sent to the gates of hell to measure the dimensions of the gates of hell and come back and give a report to the Almighty. So these are the things that you may not find in other books. Yeah, in other books, which are the Greek Old Testament. We don't have something called Old Testament or New Testament in Beta Ezirael. It does not exist. We have the Majesty, which means the Holy Book. But instead of translating it literally, we just say the Holy Scriptures. Yeah, because Majesty means a book. Mechafat means many books. But when we say Majesty, we are talking about the Holy Scriptures in a sense. We're not trying to translate it literally. So the Teezaza Sanbat is available on Kindle. That's why I'm not holding it now. It is available on Kindle because we are going through problems of the pandemic. So it is more convenient that it is available digitally for you to use it, to get it from Kindle Unlimited. So you can be able to subscribe to Kindle Unlimited in your country and be able to read even for free at some point. And if you want to purchase it, it's almost around $10, which is not a lot for you. But we still also have the paperback and the hard copy, the hardcover as well. So if you go straight into Amazon, in the link below that we'll post below this video, you will see the link that will take you to Amazon.com, where you will find all of the books in three formats: in the Kindle format, and the paperback format, and the hardcover format. So it is 244 pages, and you'll be able to read as much as you want if you're using Kindle Unlimited, so that you will be able to understand the story according to the original sources, not according to the Greek Old Testament. There is no Deuteronomy there, there is no Genesis, there is no Leviticus, there is no Exodus in there. It is taking all that is so-called the Greek Old Testament and putting it straight in the way of Beta Ezirael, the original sources, the original information, the original account. So the other books will come in and supplement or even expand certain things, but the Teezaza Sanbat is the foundation of all scriptures, and it's the most sacred writings in Beta Ezirael. So I would advise all children of Israel in all four corners of the earth to get hold of the Teezaza Sanbat. It is not only about the day, the seventh day, it is about the scriptures of Beta Ezirael in the most sacred rendition that no other book of scripture has ever done. Salam, salam to all children of Israel. Please get yourself a copy. You can get a hardcover, you can get a paperback, but if you have problems of getting this delivered to your door by Amazon, just go into Kindle and just download the Kindle app and read this, or purchase it on Kindle and read it everywhere with your device. Salam, salam, children of Israel, be blessed and read the Teezaza Sanbat and gain the truth of the scriptures and the account and the history of Israel. Salam, salam. This is King Binyam Selamun, the king of Lemba, Beta Ezirael. Salam.